I say every day. It's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
I understand. Did you not listen?
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 142nd episode of Screaming Into the Void. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today we have Caucasian Sasquatch.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this thing that this guy does. When we do it together, it's even better.
Yeah, if you've ever seen me do one of these solo, it's kind of a mess. I mean, they're a mess anyway, but it's like way worse. Sorry about the delay again, folks. The internet was working beautifully last night. It is not today, so I'm trying to make this work. So we'll see how it goes. We do have some topics to catch up on. As you probably all know, we missed last week on account of, again, internet problems. Just wasn't able to get online at all. It was a really frustrating and boring weekend. Had to cancel everything, that kind of thing. Anybody who's been watching watched Abyssal Musings last night or Whispering in the Dark on Wednesday will know that, because I've been bitching about it all week. So, but yeah, we're live. Finally, there were some issues with Rumble last night too. They apparently got that fixed, except they didn't, because I've got to apparently reset all of my RTMP shit, which is, over on the StreamYard side, which is super fun. So there's a temporary link up. It should be live over there now. But it was a pain in the ass. Last night, you couldn't get onto it at all. Apparently, there was some kind of like DDoS attack that like shut the whole thing down as far as streaming goes and all that stuff. Took them all day to get it fixed. So
I got a question.
Do
you find it interesting that all of the Pride stuff just evaporated right after USAID went under?
Oh no, I think that tracks. I don't think that surprises anybody, really.
I'm just it's because there's no way the deep state was funding all of this, right?
Well, right. Well, it gets better. Regarding Pride stuff. So apparently Disney is opening a tourist trap theme park in the UAE. Right, which is interesting because about half of the people online who support Disney are gay. They're never going to be able to go there. So, like you're going to see Minnie Mouse in a burqa.
Where's she going to put her ears?
I don't know. She just get like an extra big hijab or something.
Huge turban. Only woman in a turban.
Yeah. So that's so that'll be interesting, because it's a bunch of fans of Disney are not going to be able to tour over there, because last I checked, it's still very illegal to be gay in the UAE.
I got $1 that says they'll still have a scandal in that park.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
The law over there on that point will go straight to that park. It's all a sugar trap, baby. It's a honey trap. Watch.
They're going to start tossing people off the top of Space Mountain, man.
From high places. That's not funny.
I mean, but like, am I wrong? It's one of those things. Which, if I remember right, too, UAE is also home to the currently tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Kind of surprised we haven't heard about anybody taking flight from that thing.
Well, they have absolute control over their media. So not that it hasn't happened, just that it hasn't been reported.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting, but you're absolutely right about as soon as all the USAID funding dried up, a lot of stuff stopped. A lot of stuff stopped. A number of big streamers, particularly on the left, are begging for money now. Guys who were making it hand over fist. So it is what it is. I even heard his son Hiker was going around asking donations, and I'm like, dude, you're a millionaire, you're a multimillionaire. So it is what it is, I guess. I don't know, man. He's also, been crying a lot on account of all of his Houthi friends getting bummed to shit, but that's a whole other thing. Anyhow, before we get too much further, we are live. Yeah. So we are live currently on my YouTube channel, Sam the Infamous, Caucasian Sasquatch's channel of the same name. His name, not mine. And we're also on Twix and Rumble, and it does appear that everything's working, at least on this end on Rumble. So if you're over there, it should be okay. So if you're in any of those places, drop a comment, let us know that you are here, and I will highlight at least something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm all over the place today, so you just have to bear with me or don't. I mean, it's a free country. I guess you don't have to. It's fine. Whatever.
A bonus for you if you're interested.
Right.
So I've got a little bit of a head cold going on, and it's gotten into my chest, and I have one special recently. I told you we need more glitter.
You're gonna make that Mayday float, right? So let's say hello to the chat real quick. We got Andy Pickle up first. I'm not reading all of that. There's like 3 posts here. It's all he's quoting Douglas Adams. If you're interested, go read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Aaron Laura, good to see you. I've got Scotty Waddles in the chat. Hello. Aussie Mondo. Mando is Mondo.
Aussie Mandy. Aussie Mandy. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, for some reason those look like O's on my screen. I don't know why. But anyway, welcome in. We've got Scotty's Dragon. Hello. We have Lepo. Good to see you. Independent Many United. Welcome in. We've got the Old Blindy. I see Old Blindy here. I think it just froze up on me. There we go. Old Blindy. Hello. We've got Shemaya Little. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the one that got me sick. I blame her. It's her.
Is it Shemaya?
Shemaya, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. So welcome into the show, folks. We just, for those of you who are new here, we just kind of start with the topic and see where the conversation goes. We've got a couple of them today. As it says in the in the Twitter post, the whole world kind of caught fire since we've been absent. So,
it's not an exaggeration. There are vast sections of several countries that are currently aflame because people disagree with each other and have buttons.
Right. So we are currently, our president is currently in peace negotiations for 3 separate territorial disputes that are thousands of miles apart. None of which is our problem as the U.S. I'm just saying. Excuse me.
I mean, if I had to choose somebody to go do that stuff, I think maybe I might have chose Trump. Just not Biden. Not Kamala. What would Kamala do over there? Laugh at them and say something about some buses?
Oh, she wouldn't even go, dude. She wouldn't even go. Like, she'd say some like nonsense in a press conference, and that would be that. That'd be all that happens. Kind of like what she did with the border.
Right.
Shut up.
And good Lord, man, the idea that she was named Border Czar and they try to freaking erase that. because she refused to do it. You got to give her some boss bitch points for that one.
Right. We got Carpenter's Journey coming in. How do you do? We have Peace Dynamo. Good to see you. I'm assuming, Shamia, you're talking to Squatch as far as the rudeness goes, because I was genuinely trying not to fuck up your name. So, all right, fair enough. It's like, I'm sorry if I did, but yeah, I was genuinely trying to pronounce it correctly.
She's mad at me for saying she made me sick. It's all her fault.
Fair enough. So anyhow, yeah, India and Pakistan, nuclear powers can't stand each other. Haven't ever been able to stand each other. Started shooting at each other this week.
Well, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, it was just rocks, I mean, that's fine. We don't care if they throw rocks.
Right, but then it escalated to hotel murders and missile launched, and jet fighters scrambling, and all that shit. So yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more like it's a little bit more serious. And now it seems to have calmed down a little bit in the same, a couple of days after it all kicked off. So with any luck, that's not going to go too much further, because if nukes start flying over there, they're going to start flying everywhere else. That does actually concern us. That's a problem for everybody. But
really prefer if world leaders would have a little more reticence about the button.
I know, right? But I'm also kind of shocked that they haven't done it yet.
See, that's what I was on another panel that brought this up, and they were talking about, nobody will push the button, nobody will push the button. I'm like, dude, the reincarnation, they got no freaking problem with it. They'll just smoke your ass. They don't care. You'll be back.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. They when was it? It was late 90s, I think, when both of them achieved a nuclear arsenal, right? Give or take. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's, like I said, I at the time when that happened, at the time, I believe I was thinking to myself, I might have said to some people, I was like, well, that's World War III right there, because those two fucking hate each other.
Yeah,
they're gonna.
I mean, it's full bore.
I mean, almost 30 years later, they haven't done it, so I was kind of surprised.
Well, here's the thing. All right, so India has a number of nuclear sites, whereas Pakistan, I think, has 2, and so it's a one-sided battle on that question. I mean, effectively, India could stop Pakistan's nuclear program with like 4 missiles. It's over. Everybody, that's done, but that doesn't stop Pakistan's ability to retaliate. That's just them from building any more missiles.
Sure.
So whatever's on the ground, they can still launch. It's just a matter of who's the easy one.
Right, but that's kind of the problem too, though, is because both the U.S. and Russia have automated systems in place for that detect nuclear launches and launch in response, right? So I mean, all it takes is that.
Hold on, that's not quite right. There's a feature built into both American and Soviet systems referred to as the dead man's hand. There has to be a human component in the sequence that does a physical action, whether it's turn a key, press a button, flip a switch. It's a human that does the determination. Once that switch is flipped, though.
Sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a possibility. And I, of course, have a vested interest in this because I live in one of the states where we store our nuclear silos. And quite a few of them, I might add. There's like 6 that are like 50 miles from my house.
I I live in one of the states that have all the devices to send those things places. So like it's not a matter of whether or not Georgia's getting hit, it's a matter of coverage.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it might have been Shadu, and I mentioned Colorado being one of the first to go, and he's like, "Why the fuck would they hit Colorado?" I was like, "Dude, NORAD, NORAD's in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's the bunker
Right.
where all of the fucking elites go to hide from this shit. Of course, they're gonna hit that."
Although I don't know what good hitting NORAD would do if we have anything that can get to it.
I don't know that it would necessarily do any good either, but it's right outside of fucking Colorado Springs. All they got to do is irradiate the immediate area, and the people in NORAD can't come out.
Yeah, you're right. Terrain denial is an active part of this participation. So,
Yeah. So, and honestly, I mean, they might have enough food and supplies for like 1,000 people down there for like 40 years or whatever on all that, but they're gonna run out eventually. So, and even if they did, like, this is one of the things.
you just glitched out, brother. Try it again. Start over from the beginning. Maybe not. I wish I knew what he was saying. I'd finish the sentence.
Oh, goddamn.
It'd be better.
I think I dipped out again for a second there. This is really frustrating. You know what? I'm thinking it's not even just my personal internet. There's something going on with the fucking, like, all of the internet around town. It's not good. I don't know what's going on there. We had a couple of weeks ago, they shut down all of it in my area. Wi-Fi was down, the cell towers were down, all of that shit was down, like jamming signal shit. Or signal jammer. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, which in my mind means that they were probably some cops who were going after like a meth lab or some shit, and they didn't want them getting word of anything. But the first clue, though, is that the fucking phones don't work.
Yeah. So after the hurricane come through over here, we had about 3-4 days with 0 cell service, right? But it was really weird because get notifications of things like governments, like evacuation routes and stuff, but then absolutely nothing else worked. However, occasionally one of the kids would look at me and go, "Huh, my GPS just worked." All right, so if you're telling me that the cell service is actually down, right, like fully down, like it's not functional, how can it function partially? That doesn't make any sense. Which means whatever portion of the cell net was still available was being utilized by the powers that be for the reasons they choose.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like they wandered into a spot where the coverage of the jammer wasn't total.
I think that it has some kind that what was going on at the time is several towers were, and there was really high volume, and so they just flatlined it and left it open for emergency systems and whatnot. Pretty sure you could have called 911 in the middle of that, and it would. Not certain because we didn't have any emergencies, I suppose. But I mean, I was sitting around eating smoked salmon. I was bitching about.
Fair enough. Yeah. Old Blindy says chances are nukes aren't even legit anymore. Viruses or chemical might be the real threat. I mean, we've already seen that 4 or 5 years ago, man. 4 or 5 years ago, they it was a biological weapon unleashed upon the world, and that's actually something that I found kind of interesting because I think there was I can't remember which state it was. Let me see if I have it saved here. But anyway, there was some stuff that came out talking about how not Moderna, but the other one, the other big one. Can't remember its name off the top of my head.
Yeah. Purdue.
Pfizer. How Pfizer was responsible for 450,000 deaths.
Right.
And these are the people who took the drug.
Yeah. So, like, when do we get around to going after the federal government for creating the problems that existed for this reason? Like, I'm a little curious. Oh, we can't. My bad. That's right.
I mean, that was part of the deal, man. That was part of the deal when they started up, right? They got blanket fucking immunity ad infinitum for any complications that might arise. You know, they can't be taken to task over this. They can't be sued. They can't be prosecuted. You know, it was in the deal when they made the thing, and they wouldn't have done it if they hadn't had that deal, because I think they knew.
Well, whether they knew or not, the danger was extant. It was known. There have been uses of such things in the past, like, for instance, in Africa, similar sort of system to create a treatment for malaria, and it did not go well. And this was another one of these situations where those responsible weren't permitted to be litigated. Yeah. I really don't want to go too far in that one because it causes problems with algorithms and stuff. But if you look around, you'll find out what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I will do you a favor and not get too into the weeds on this particular topic because of that. Although one of these days we are going to, and I'll just warn you ahead of time so you don't stream it to your channel. But yeah, it was the Florida Health Department apparently confirmed that the thing happened. Oh, and I was wrong about the number too. It's 470,000. So what's even funnier is that HHS just announced plans to pay Moderna more money for a new flu dealio. Also mRNA.
Hell, I got one for them. I got a good flu going right now, man. I feel like crap. It's a good one.
Say, just go draw some of Squatch's blood. No.
Straight from the source, baby. I'm patient zero.
Yeah, I should probably put this fucking thing up because otherwise Sasquatch gets a little irritated with me when we talk about this stuff.
Hold on now. I am a doctor. A love doctor.
I don't think that yeah. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Hey, did you see this thing? Totally off topic. I'm just scrolling through what I've got here. Did you see this thing about this raccoon smoking a meth pipe?
Yeah. Was that in Florida or Tennessee?
That was in Ohio.
Oh, that checks out. That was my third.
It was in Ohio. Yo, if I throw a link at you, you think because there's video.
Yeah, I can do the thing. Yeah, hit me with it. Right. You got crack coon and meth coon. Now what?
Right?
I can't wait till we get to the LSD cat.
All right, there's the links in the private chat. But yeah, there's a video of this chick getting pulled over and she's got a meth pipe and there's a fucking raccoon in the car and he keeps trying to smoke the meth pipe. That's pretty funny. I don't usually do like these like stop and search videos and these traffic moving violation videos and whatnot, but this one's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm Officer Brandon.
This is hell here.
Like the cops cracking up the entire time.
I'm just proud of him for following through. I'm not sure I could have done it. I'd be crying on the side of the road. She'd have just left because, time.
Right?
Y'all ready for this? If not,
check it out, folks.
Hide your eyes.
Springfield Township Police Department.
Okay, stop it, Josh. How are you?
So the reason is you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am.
So, favor, turn off the car, put the keys up on the dash, paying you for that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey. What? come here. The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have
Well, that's why
Hold on. Why did she?
She goes, well, I don't want him to have it.
Well, he doesn't have it, young lady, but madam, we have to get
like, "Ooh, is there
evidence.
some in there?"
That's just funny. You got
Is it
some?
loaded?
Oh, wait, no, that's right. I bet it is.
I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Owens. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A
is?
few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right. This is the face of disappointment.
Right? At the end of the video, he says to the other cop, he's like, yeah, keep an eye on her because she was reaching for the meth pipe.
I personally think she was just trying to save the freaking raccoon for a bad trip.
Oh, probably. Most likely. But still, it's.
I mean, she doesn't look like the type. I know you can't just look at people and. The other chick I could see, yeah, definitely on the spectrum of users, right?
Yeah, frequency force. That's exactly what I'm saying. That raccoon looked like he knew what he was doing.
Right. No, none of this is funny.
Oh, there's no.
You know it.
He's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way. All right.
Hold up. I saw that. I saw that. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. That's the face of disappointment. It's like, damn. He taught him to smoke meth.
I still got 3 teeth left. Come on, man.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Quick.
That's pretty much the whole thing. But it was one of the funniest fucking interactions I've seen, in a while. Because almost everything's dead serious these days. But here we have Crackoon in the flesh.
Not even Crackoon, dude. Crackoon would have been hilarious. This is, let's see, meth psychosis rat. I don't know, dude. Like, you're right.
Even trashier panda.
You see panda? Trashier panda. Coming to theaters in Florida. This is Ohio. That checks out.
Oh man, Ohio is so fucked. It's so fucked. Oh man, they got problems over there. They got problems over there. If Larry was here, he could tell us all about it. He's from Ohio. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
it's I mean, we got meth heads here too, but like none of them are raccoons. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about that. Now I'm in Georgia, right? And I'd be willing to bet there's at least a solid dozen crack coons, a handful of meth coons, and at least one trashier panda. That might be my next YouTube channel, Trashier Panda. We're gonna use the picture of that dude, that freaking. I'm not sure I can do this. I can't breathe.
It hurts a little bit. Oh yeah. And you were worried it was all going to be depressing, horrible shit.
Dude, a fucking raccoon with a meth problem is depressing and horrible. Just period.
Yeah, but you're still laughing.
Somebody has so many problems that they have projected their problems onto a non-sentient animal.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Hey, Boosh, good to see you. They do heroin in Ohio. Well, that particular raccoon was apparently going for the meth. So I don't know. He seemed like more of an upper fan.
And they already steal everything that's not nailed down. So, like, she needs to check her catalytic converter.
There's been a serious uptick in raccoons trying to pawn off stolen goods at the shop.
Right. As soon as they get to the scrapyard, the cop car's missing its catalytic converter. It's like, what? Where did my wallet go? I don't know, man. I'll help you look for it.
Yeah, I got mugged the other day. Well, who mugged you? It was a raccoon. He had a switchblade and everything.
I'm not that guy. Pretty cool dude if he's not bugging you. Ooh, it's good stuff. Man. Good stuff. I had heard about that I didn't realize there was a video. Or I'd have been done a show on that one.
Dude, it was one of those. So, if you play a video on Twitter, right, and you just let it play, it'll just start skipping through videos the same way that TikTok does, like randomly, right? Just take you to the weirdest fucking places. And this was one of those ones that came up randomly while I was just fucking doom scrolling a couple of days ago, and I was like, holy shit.
I mean, I'm kind of upset with the cop being so happy about it. I mean, it's not like you could charge him. And by the way, if I was those people, I would go in front of that judge saying that raccoon had that pipe himself. It was his, sir.
Yeah. Those Ohio cops are going to have to start carrying like finger cuffs or something for those things because the regular handcuffs ain't going to do it.
I got a buddy of mine. He's a pretty hardcore smack addict, and he has a Chihuahua that he trained to steal money and put it in a certain spot. Like, he full on trained to do it. So if you're over at that dude's house and you pull a dollar bill out or lay down your wallet, that dog will open your wallet and jack you.
Yeah. That's oh.
Peace Dynamo says, I'm so impressed that she had a raccoon, let alone a drug addict. I kind of figured with the drug habit, the raccoon would have been hallucinatory. But if the cops saw it, he's on the same drugs as the
right.
It's a real raccoon.
Right. So I got this other thing here I'm going to bring up. It's unrelated to the raccoon. I mean, ostensibly unrelated to the raccoon. I think somebody on crack probably came up with this, but y'all probably heard about the news about the 12-foot angry black fat woman statue that's in Times Square now.
Oh my God, dude. This is my favorite thing right now. I love it. I'm
about to make it worse.
There is nothing more delectable. I'm talking such tasty. Ironically, build a statue of someone who is angry, and it has to be a fat black woman. So it's like literally Medea screaming at her kids. Like, where do you get the right? But beyond that, why would you put it?
So I got a couple problems with this. Number one is they were comparing it to Michelangelo's David. Now, David is an actual figure from history and mythology. He's an epic, heroic, fucking near mythic figure, right? There's tons and tons of baggage, cultural and religious and otherwise, attached to this. Not to mention all of the shit that Michelangelo went through to make the goddamn thing, with the and also the attempted censorship of it with the fig leaf and all that by the church. Like there's history to that. There's weight to it, right? It's not just a thing. Now, this is a statue of a random chunky black woman wearing modern clothes with her hands on her hips, looking all mad. And they're comparing it to Dave. And by random, I mean, she is completely a fictional character. She's not based on anybody. This is it doesn't represent anything but the idea, I guess, of hands on hips black woman.
Yeah, it's just angry. It's just angry black woman talking down to everybody. It basically represents the woke movement of the past 20 years. In a nutshell, it is the woke movement when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is. And to illustrate that further, somebody made an adjustment to the photograph of this thing, and I think that it works much better now. It's Big Mike.
Hold on. There it is. Oh my.
You remember the other statue that they put up out there?
I do. I know where that piece came from, but I was going to bring that up in a second. I really wish I'd brought it up before this, but you remember the statue of the butthole? Like the everything baked, whatever it was. Like these people are no longer even trying to hide the fact that they think you're stupid, and this is their own followers. They think they are stupid. They think you are stupid. They think we are stupid, and someone has to be laughing at everything, and it's not me this time. Although I'm laughing at all of it. Yeah, no, it's definitely me.
Yeah, I didn't think this particular mashup would have popped up on my feed at all. I don't know why I wouldn't have thought that. The internet, as I stated when I reposted this shit, the internet is undefeated. You can't beat the internet. There's been some even crazier shit that I'm not going to get into involving Kanye West's new song that's been happening too. It's like much worse. But yeah, I'm not.
I missed that.
But, I will send you some links
later. Do that, please, because like I said, the past week I've been quite busy doing things that mice and cats and whatnot.
Yeah, no worries. I will send you some links. So let's just say that the song has people in a tizzy, and people have been taking that music and matching it to really incongruous videos like. Well, I'll just send you a couple of links. It'll be fine. I can't show any of that stuff because YouTube will kick the shit out of both of us. So, but for some reason they're probably okay with this. I would wager that they're not even going to blink at this. So beauty is in the eye of the beer holder.
Like, but I don't know. I feel like kind of way about this. Why a fat black woman? Why? I mean. Okay, like
look, if you want to make a statue of a black woman, there are plenty of black women throughout history who actually contributed to shit that you could make statues of.
But there's another black woman statue that was put up not too terrible long ago, and I bet I won't be able to find it because this one's like eating everything.
Yeah.
But I posted it on my Facebook and on YouTube and called it the patron saint of I need to see your manager. Right? That's exactly what it looks like, right? Hold on. It was outside a library somewhere. Hold on. I'll find it. You go ahead.
Yep. All right. So anyhow, like the statues are nothing. Honestly, it's not like even really newsworthy aside from the fact that they're making it news. It's just a fucking statue went up somewhere, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't represent anything. It doesn't. It's got no history to it. Nothing. It's just another piece of fucking modern art. I will give them credit that they actually sculpted something that looks like a large black woman. As opposed to some abstract bullshit like the penis thing that they attach to it in that image, right? I don't like abstract stuff like that. I don't like postmodern art. I think it shits on everything that art's supposed to be, right? So, but yeah, at least in this case, they made a statue that looks like a person, So it looks like it could be a real person. But I would have gone with like fucking Rosa Parks or like Harriet Tubman or somebody who actually, is significant in the history of the country, right?
Right.
Maybe a local hero, right? I'm sure they've got New York's huge. I'm sure they got plenty of them.
I think this other statue's in New York too, but yeah, there's no way I could find it. All I can find is this angry bitch. Like she's everywhere, dude. You type in the word angry, she pops up first thing. And I want to push back on something you said. You said at least they made something that they carved, they sculpted something. No, sir, this was done with computer aided design, bro. I mean, they just whipped it out from one of the Home Depot places over yonder and then poured it.
I mean, if Home Depot is selling large black women, I'm gonna have to
No,
hop on
what I'm
down
talking
there and see
about
what
is you can go, or at least you used to be able to go to the Home Depot shop and basically go to the assistance area, and they had a CAD thing in there, and you could kind of tell them what you wanted, and they had a little AI that boot you back something similar, probably something stolen from the internet. But anyway, I don't know if they do that anymore. What is up, Tom?
I don't know. Was it Gary Baxter says, what's more intimidating, a skinny woman or a rotund woman? So I think in this instance, it's kind of a moot point since the statue's 12 fucking feet tall. Right? Tall, skinny woman's plenty intimidating.
We have an actual artist in the chat, bro. Tell me something, Tom. What do you think about it? The angry black woman statue. Hold on, I'll pop this bad boy right back up so we can see it. No, I won't because my computer sucks. Jesus, pop that shit back up, bro.
Oh, I gotta. Yeah, let me pull it back up again. All right, here we go. Now, for fairness' sake, this is actually two images compiled together of two different sculptures, but this is my favorite version of this that I've seen. You know, because Big Mike.
Zero. There's no historical significance whatsoever, bro. She has no name. She's just a nameless individual of anger. That's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is a fictional person. This is not based on any real person.
I've heard it said that it's supposed to represent the struggle of black people in America, but she's fat. That's not a struggle. That's a lack of self-control.
Yeah, it also indicates times of plenty. You know, because you don't get fat if there's not enough food. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
So, yeah, which is, I mean, it's fine. And she's not even like super fat. She's just kind of like medium fat, you know, these days anyway. You know, you see these chicks out at Walmart on those little rascals that look like they're about to collapse under the weight of the entire world, right? And they're just spilling over onto the sides. So like their fucking thigh rolls are dragging on the grounds on either side of them kind of thing. Like that's fat, right? This chick, I mean, she looks like she probably uses a Stairmaster once in a while.
I wonder if she got a BBL. I haven't seen the backside of her.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. They're not showing that. They're just showing this. But I mean, this is the same kind of crap. You remember what was it, 2 years ago when they put that I think in fucking New York City, they put up that statue of Medusa all sexy like. You know, and they were just like, and this is a defiance of the patriarchy because because Hesiod fucking went and rewrote the goddamn Medusa myth to make it seem like Poseidon raped her and she was punished by the patriarchy or some shit like that. The original myth has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all, by the way. That was a rewrite by a Roman. You know?
Heck, I remember properly, the fact that Poseidon was a god and she was not was the defining fact came down to her being cursed. She sought that which she could not have.
Well, again, that was that was kind of a rewrite. The original Medusa is mortal was never human. Like because the rewrite of the myth doesn't take into account her two fucking sisters who were also Gorgons who were not present for that. You know, they're children of Echidna. Right, they're not human, and they never were. You know?
My brain is fried. Yes, sir.
So yeah, but I mean, well, Zephyr says "Sexy Medusa" is a cool statue. At least, I mean, kind of, yeah. But like, it was the sentiment behind it that was the problem, which was down with the patriarchy and down with men and down with society that was built by men. And I'm going to use this as a nice little segue, actually. I got another thing I'm gonna put in the private chat here in just a minute, Sasquatch, that maybe bring up a little video.
Yeah, but
But it's something that has come up recently is a movement by some chicks to they want to create a U.S. state that is women only, no men. I have not actually watched this video. I just grabbed the link earlier.
who's going to finance
so we'll see what happens in it. But I'm pretty sure I've got a good idea of what the fuck it's going to say, because
yeah, there's only one word there. It's not like it's going to go far.
Right. Dropping the link there. Right. All right, let's see. Oh, I should probably drop that down for a second. There we go. Yeah. Oh, no, that's me.
Not gonna like me for saying that.
All right. Yeah, it should.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Okay. Because it didn't drop it to their thing. It just dropped me a link to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, if it's right, it's right. We'll see. It's there. Are you ready for this?
This, but you
There's
know
all
what?
over me.
America, I think it's time we form a state where only women can live. No men allowed. Just an estrogen-filled utopia where we can all finally live in peace. You men are not gonna like me for saying this, but you know what? I don't care. America, I think it's time we form a state where only women can live.
So
You know what?
the first impression is that this woman is not blessed with an overabundance of estrogen to begin with.
Well, beyond that, she has filed her front teeth down to give herself slight fangs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that too, but yeah. The other issue, which is something that we talked a little bit about this backstage. Who's going to build their infrastructure?
But I mean, beyond that, who's going to pay for it? I mean, it's not jobs and do it. How do you do anything in that place? And plus, it's only going to last one generation. After that, it's gone.
Oh, I don't even think it'll make it a generation. They'll tear each other apart. Look, it's an uncomfortable fact, and women aren't going to like hearing this. Most women. But the fact is every patriarchal society or a matriarchal society that has ever existed in the history of histories has fallen apart at some point, usually due to rampant bloodshed. You know, the Amazons, right? The Dahomes.
You could make some arguments. The Native American tribes, you notice, I mean, this is something I noticed when I started looking into it. The closer geographically you get to matrilineal tribes, the less competition there is in those areas. This is not a coincidence. This is a byproduct of the matrilineal lines combining all of their men into a single fighting force and exterminating every other tribe in their area. And then later, the other tribes just learn not to go over there. Just don't go mess with them, and you don't show up with like every man in the freaking woods showing up on your doorstep.
Right. You know, and it's just a silly idea. It's a silly idea. You know, like obviously men could build a state, a functional working state that you know, with just men. But the thing is you still need women to continue said state, because you got to make new men, right? You know?
Yeah. See, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like these people have failed society.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
And I didn't
100%.
say that backwards.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you on that. These people have failed society. They've failed themselves. They've failed their bloodlines. They've failed their ancestors. You know?
your ancestors' anger.
Look, even if you have an issue with anything that your ancestors have done, the idea is to improve upon or do it better than, right? They're not doing anything.
Right. Yeah, no. I have never, anytime you, never mind, I'm not going to say that. I was fixing to go anecdotal about some stuff, and just if you know any women who have spontaneously divorced, like they decided to get a divorce just out of the blue, there wasn't a whole lot of warning about it, check in on them about 3 years later, and it's never good. It's very rarely good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm of the opinion that men and women need each other, and ideas like this are just ideas. They're stupid ideas. They're never going to fly. They're never going to work properly. You're cutting out half of the equation of civilization when you say shit like this, right? It's retarded.
Fuck it, who needs them?
I mean,
hey Abby, how you doing, bud?
How you doing, folks? I can't stop for long tonight. But I thought I'd drop in for a bit.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Have you kept up on any of the conversation so far?
Yeah, you seem to have seamlessly moved from World War III to meth heads to statues of nondescript fat black women, which I think is
crackoons.
Crackoons.
Seriously though, there's a movie called Crackoon. It does exist. It's out there.
Of course, you know
about precisely that. Well, it was one of the spate of movies that was coming out after Cocaine Bear, man. Crackoon, what was it? Meth bats or meth gator is a thing now, apparently, which Sasquatch is really pissed about because he actually has meth gator treatment.
Damn it, I've got more movies to check out now. Jesus.
Yeah, there's one about bats too. I forget what drug they were on, but yeah, it was like heroin bats or something.
He couldn't fly. No way.
I know. It's like, how is that a threat? They're just gonna lie around and moan.
Yeah, they're just super chilled.
That stuff causes your ears to ring and all your senses to get fuzzy, and then it makes you like all backed up. There'd be no guano. I mean, it's just.
It's like, what next? Reed badges,
right? And you know what? Without guano, you don't get gunpowder. You know,
right?
You need bat shit.
So those heroin bats are going to need some laxatives. Well, they just explode on the wing. That would be funny if they were like the incendiary bats we were going to send in World War II. We could just,
I don't know. If you give them some bad heroin when they get the DTs, they can end up like Ewan McGregor in Train Spotting and just shit all over the room.
Yeah, you can do that.
I've done that.
Which, by the way, if you folks out there, if you haven't seen Train Spotting, don't.
First of all,
put it at that.
Second of all, start with lock, stocks, and 2 smoking barrels, or you're going to be lost.
Man, that's a great movie. I love that.
Which one?
The first one.
Yes.
Go Train Spotting.
I've never seen the second one.
I didn't watch the second one because I didn't like the first one.
Well, okay, so if you're in that type of environment and you have those kinds of problems, you're not going to enjoy Train Spotting at all. Once the baby started falling across the ceiling, I was just about done with it.
Fucked me up pretty bad. Yeah,
Locks Barrels is closer to the theme of Snatch than it is Train Spotting, but
Snatch
it is the flavor as Train Drift.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Abby, do me a favor.
Say what now?
Say what?
I glitched out on my end.
Yeah, glitched out on me too.
Yeah. It is what it is, but yeah, I never really cared for Train Spotting. To be fair, I was in a kind of dodgy place in my life at the time. as well. And yeah, the baby scene really fucked my head up.
It's it's the kind of thing, like, if you're trying to move away from that kind of world, you probably shouldn't be watching it.
No, and that was a transitory period in my life, and so I don't recommend that to a lot of people because I kind of fucking hate that movie. But
yeah, it's understandable. I mean, it's pretty accurate for some people, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not saying it ain't accurate. I've never said that movie wasn't accurate.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. But most of the time when filmmakers make, or especially on television, because of like the censorship constraints and all that stuff, and also the fact that people aren't doing enough cocaine in Hollywood anymore, which is why everything sucks now.
Yes, correct.
Most of the time when they try to depict the experience of being on drugs, specifically hallucinogens, but other drugs as well, they do it very, very poorly and very inaccurately. Some of this is, of course, because, like if they're doing it on television, they gotta adhere to what censors say, and censors are like, oh, you can't do, so on and so forth. But some of it, I think, is because none of the fucking people involved have any experience with it. Right? You can always tell when they're making shit up. Right? This is why I would say so many films and TV shows now are just like people going to Starbucks and talking about inane bollocks, right? Because that's all they've ever known. The people. Well, I mean, but at least they're doing something that they know is boring and as stupid as it is, right? But when they go and they're like, oh yeah, if you drop acid, the whole world's gonna fucking like turn on its head and be a kaleidoscope. It's like, no, it's not fucking that. It's not like that. No, it's not like that even remotely. They also don't talk about the joint pain, and the lockjaw. They don't talk about the fucking paranoia that sometimes comes with that shit.
Yeah.
The most hated part of all of it for me was about the second day into a meth binge when you need to eat and you just sit there and look at the food.
Right? Like there's that, or they don't get into the nitty gritty. Like we used to call meth heads cleaners around here. There's a reason we called them cleaners, is because when a person is on their second fucking day of a meth binge, they start cleaning the fucking carpet fibers with the toothbrush.
Yep. It's just have to do, bro. I'm bored.
Yeah. Like they will you see them sometimes, they got these like big old sores on their arms and stuff like that. That's not always from the drug eating through their skin, although it does contribute to that. Some of it's carpet burns. Some of it is people picking at what they think are blemishes, and they just keep fucking picking because they can't make themselves stop until they remove whole patches of skin.
Oh man, crocodile is a nightmare because that actually just fucking rots your skin.
Yeah, it's like a brown recluse spider bite, but drugs.
Yeah.
So, but like they're not accurate about this shit at all. Like you're watching, take Eurotrip, for example. They go over there and they get some European absinthe and they're just like, oh, I don't feel anything. Oh, I don't feel anything. And the fucking green fairy sitting next to him is like, yeah, I feel fine too, bro. Right. There's not actually a fucking hallucinogenic green fairy. Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. But at least that works for comedic effect, doesn't it?
Right.
Like, so I'm gonna get kind of close into the paint. Don't hate me. My very first experience with actual LSD, there was a party going on. There was supposed to be a party going on. There was a bunch of people around. Everybody dropped, and then within like 10 minutes, everybody decided to go do something different. And so the next thing you know, I'm there alone with like this one dude who's too busy playing with his freaking nose hairs to talk or anything. And so my brilliant plan to deal with the next 12 and a half hours was to try to play Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
If you've ever
on LSD.
Yeah, it was not the best. It was not my best decision. But rather than play Chrono Trigger, I spent time talking to Super Smurf, who came in and told me that I was a terrible person that need to work through all the problems in my life. And he was wearing a little blue suit with an S on his chest and the whole nine. And he totally existed all the way up until somebody walked in and was like, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, nobody.
Speaking of bad decisions on drugs, welcome in, Shadow.
There are multiple ways to take that insult. I choose instead to start singing Kanye's song. Is that okay?
No, it's not. Not even a little bit.
Why not? Free speech.
Well, first of all, we're not just on my YouTube channel. We're on Sasquatch's as well, and you'll get his taken down too.
And I'll find you.
Well, all I'll say is this. I really want to hate the song.
But you can't.
That's it.
You know, like we can talk about the song. We just can't like recite the fucking lyrics or whatever. But and Abe's not wrong. It's like I don't really go in for R&B and hip hop, but as that stuff goes, it's kind of a banger.
Yeah, no, like artistically speaking, like remove the subject matter. It is a banger. It is objectively a solid piece of music. It is something that is well created, well crafted. You can hate Kanye, but what is not in dispute is his musical talent. What he decides to champion with that is over.
Imagine this. What he says in the hook is Hugh Hefner. Does it make it any less of a banger?
No, not really. The lyrics aren't that important. You know,
exactly.
In terms of like, you know, well, that's musically, the thing. Those lyrics are actually rarely important when you like a song. Like, it's the beat, it's the rhythm, it's the instrumentation and the arrangement that gets people, that hooks people. Like it's rarely the lyrics unless you're listening to inane fucking pop music on American radio, in which case it's all it is.
Often when you listen
with good music, you could be saying any old shit.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, some of my favorite stuff in the world talks about things that I don't care for. You know, like I like Flyleaf's first album because musically it's badass. I don't really care much for the praise and worship shit, though.
Mate, I think the Soviet national anthem, musically speaking, is fucking amazing. Do I like what it represents? Not in the fucking slightest.
Yeah, don't worry, Abe. I know a few people who do like what it represents, so you get a pass.
Do I get a Kanye pass?
Well,
See, now you're wondering what sort of pass is that now?
The Kanye pass or the Abe pass? The Abe pass is a Brit pass. It's pretty easily identified.
Oh, the Abe pass is universal. I can take it with me anywhere. It's cool.
Yeah, because you're British. You're an interchangeable person. Like you have no oppression Olympics. You are just nothing. You're level 0.
Yeah, exactly. And if you say something we don't like, we'll just conquer you. Don't worry about it.
You can try.
Sasquatch,
in this day and age, get fucked.
Yeah. I am going to link another thing in the private chat, Sasquatch, but this is for you. This is not for the screen, so don't put it up on there. This is just so you have a better idea of what we're talking about. And this is one of the meme versions. So
yes,
one of. It's not your favorite, you fucking racist.
Squatch.
Is this the?
What that translates to?
Oh yeah, I've seen
this. Is the Sonic one. Yeah.
Is use the power Sam gave you to bring that up on screen, and don't allow Sam to take it down.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't have power over StreamYards, buddy. Only I can bring things up.
No, Gal can.
Yeah.
See, Sam has the power to bring things
off. Gal's off
wrangling. It's our job to bring the stream down.
Please don't do that. Not just for my sake. Not just for my sake. He sees it. He's watching it. You can see on his face. He's clearly hearing what he's hearing.
Yeah.
Yes, Squatch. That is an official piece.
For the record, I will say the name of the title. It is Heil Hitler.
No, there's another word.
Chad have not heard of it. Sam. You can look it up. It's out there. It's It just dropped this week, and people are memeing the shit out of it. But I'm not bringing it up on screen.
See, Santa's a dirty liar. That's not the title. The title is Hard R.
Shadu. Shut up.
Isn't that so funny that like saying the HH part is somehow less offensive than saying the N-word part?
I don't think any of that's particularly offensive. YouTube disagrees with me.
See, it's the difference is, well, see, the difference is if you say the hard R part, you'll get your kidney taken from you at like a moment you don't expect. If you say the HH part, if you're on like this level, you know, no one's really gonna notice. But like if you become someone of note, like say Kanye, you get your liver taken from you. It's degrees.
Well, it's either that or there's another beer hall putsch. You never know. Thank you, Daddy Elon. Fucking hell, man.
Squatch,
the amount
if we get your channel questionable, I apologize.
The amount of questionable memes I've seen on Twitter since Elon took over. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it's some of it's been great and some of it's been kind of annoying, but overall it's been a net gain.
Some of it's just been flat out propaganda. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I wake up in the 40s?
Some of that is the best, dude. Except when it's PLA propaganda, then it's just lame and gay.
Yeah, I would very much at this point though in the conversation, given the expressions on his face as he watched the video, I would like to know what Sasquatch has to say about that.
I want to make a shout out to Ben Real, the Peacekeeper. It says, is it a Caucasian Sasquatch just technically a Yeti? And I said, no, sir, not in Georgia.
Yeah, Yetis are Himalayan, dude.
Yeah, that's a little farther east.
Far east.
That's your breeder, folks.
Yeah. That so Sasquatch, you have anything to say about what you just watched?
I hate it all. Everything about it.
What?
And when you wake up tomorrow, it will still be going round in your head, and that's a problem.
You know, it's so bad. So we got this one of the friends of the channel and whatnot. Paul Hadouken is a musician, and as he explained to us last night on the pub, he has this real problem where if he's listening to a song or if he's got the lyrics in his head, that he tends to just blurt them out. Right, whatever the song is, doesn't matter because he's a musician, because that's how his head works. Right.
Yeah.
So before we went live, our buddy Kenzo put in the chat. They don't understand me when I'm talking on Twitter or some shit like that, right? Which is, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact line. And Paul comes into backstage at that exact moment and sees that and just blurts out the next fucking line at the top of his lungs.
It was the most perfect timing ever.
That is beautiful.
Oh, so good. It was so good. Stop smelling your fingers.
It's twitching. No, it's like nervous twitching.
Is what smelling your fingers is a nervous twitch?
No. So it's not like just it's not just my fingers on my nose. I'm also like tapping my head. I'm like just you can't see it, but I'm also like tapping my leg. It's just.
What do you got? A date or a job interview or something?
No, I'm just.
He's been hanging around with the raccoons or one of those trashy pandas.
No, I'm just popped up on energy drinks and stress.
And crack.
That's what it is.
How's the training going?
So you decided to come on all that here.
I could not understand a single word you just said, Sam. You got shit-netted pretty bad.
No, fair enough. It's probably for the best. That was pretty insulting. So,
how's your training going, Shadow?
Well, pretty good. You know, finals kind of distracted me for a bit. But my running is freaking phenomenal now. I'm like, running's doing good.
Yeah, 50 Red Bulls will do that to you.
But my running's improved. Now that I'm home and I have access to an Xbox controller again, I can play Elden Ring again. And I have a rule about Elden Ring where every time I die, I have to do pull-ups consecutively.
Fucking hell, man.
So when I
I've
get
got
around
the
to
same rule, except it's with shots of rum.
So when I get around to fighting Melania, and I get like 500 deaths fighting Melania,
Melania
like
is Trump's wife.
I will look like Saitama after that fight. I will also want to taste a fucking gun barrel after that fight.
Yeah, that one's not too bad if you know the tricks.
Yeah,
just stay out of the waterfowl dance and fucking, use ice and blood flies, and you'll be fine.
Okay, so what if my I think my general strategy is I pick up the biggest sword I can get, and I hit my target until they're dead or I'm dead. How would you recommend that strat against?
Yeah, that's not going to work in that fight at all. She gains health every time she hits you.
I'll make it work.
No, I'm saying she gains health every time she hits you, and if she's hitting you 32 times a minute and you're hitting her twice, right? You're not going to do enough of a dent in that health.
Okay, so I just need to hit her 3 times, and then I'm good.
She also has 2 health bars.
Yeah, I know.
So no. You're gonna get your ass so handed to you. You have to be able to adapt, man.
Yeah, don't be so obstinate.
See, what I do is when I'm losing to a boss, I leave. I find out that I'm under leveled for that boss fight, get 2 levels into health, and then I go back and I freaking kick their ass. Because I remember I was fighting.
Telling you something, that bro.
I was fighting.
I wonder if that's the way every military general in history thought.
That is how the French thought in World War I, at the very least, where they looked at the Germans just
they got their ass kicked, and they left for a while. In World War II, they got their ass kicked even worse. Leveling up
we'll just go away, do a bit of praying, and then do the same thing again.
No. They didn't work. No. The first time they went all for like human wave tactics, just throw bodies at the Germans until the Germans give up. That didn't work. So for World War II, they decided this time they'll sit behind nice, safe bunkers. And the Germans just drove around the bunkers.
Yeah, they hung a right and then a left and was still in Paris by lunch.
Yeah.
Zephyr, I'm going to steal this. I'm going to make a banner out of this.
That is a beautiful statement. That is beautiful.
All right, it's a participation trophy. You can pick it up in the back. You're good.
Nice.
All right, that's enough camera.
Yeah, that's too much camera, bro. I was starting to get a little aroused.
Yeah, that was too much baby face for one stream.
You had to make it weird, didn't you?
Yes.
I didn't turn his camera on.
True. That was on me. Now I'm back to being. Now I'm back to Doomslayer, but no Russian.
Let me try that again. I apparently am not great at this.
Oh, were you trying to do like the banner that? Were you trying to do like the banner?
That's what I'm doing. I just fucked it up the first time. So there we go. All right. There we go. That's better.
Yay! There it is. Bro, you gotta put that on a shirt.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
This should be the opening banner of every single episode of this.
I think this is going to be on every single episode of it. We'll just, you know what? I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to add in there that thing about we're not doctors.
Yeah.
Combine the two.
I also think one you may need to keep in your back pocket, especially whenever I start talking, is just have like ready in big bold letters Hitler bad. That's also one I think you might need.
Maybe.
Also when Abe speaks.
What I don't understand is why you need remote.
I don't know, man. I'm just fucking around with the shit back here. Give me a third thing that's like really fucked up and funny.
I don't know, man. I mean, you've covered a lot of the fucked up shit already.
No, I mean for the ticker.
Oh, for the ticker.
Yeah.
Now taking applications for new black women statues.
Nude?
Sure, that'll work. Now I almost wrote taping.
Wait, isn't that just like Netflix where they just clear anything?
Yeah, that
Did
that
you say
was,
new
an
or
episode
nude?
that was an episode of South Park as well, wasn't it? Whenever they'd call into Netflix and try and get their own superhero show, and they'd pick the phone up and it'd be like, Netflix, you're greenlit.
Yeah, Netflix is kind of fucked that way. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Copy. Paired. And better. There we go. That makes me happy.
Wait a second. I thought emotions entered your realm and were sucked into the void forever. I didn't think they ever actually met you.
That is beautiful. That is a work of art.
Yeah. You know what? I might work on this this after the show at some point, but I'll probably add like a squid onto either end of that sort of as like punctuation. If I can get the emotes working right or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think that's going to be like a standard part of the show now. That right there, and I'm just going to leave it as that works.
If you want to make it better, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you'll be able to do custom emojis. But a while back, I had Kohai. I was gonna do like a little meme involving like you like make a Mira, like a video game character, and then have you as like a little AI companion. And it's like you trying to give advice and her being shut up, Sam. I never did it because I'm a lazy fuck. But I've got them saved somewhere if you want those as like little custom emotes.
Sounds like you're equating me to Harvey Cthulhu.
No, I was thinking Cortana. Because there was this was I think like a year or two ago on Amira's channel where like you would just pop up, give advice, and then disappear, and before Amira gets the chance to get mad at you, kind of like a video game, like Cortana giving like AI advice, or like the annoying little pixie from Zelda, like that.
You know why I don't do that shit anymore? Because she doesn't listen anyway.
In the first place.
Yeah,
it's
right.
He's not on powder dusty nothing, man. I just gave up like 8 months ago. I spent about 6 months trying to rebuild his channel. He got it demonetized, and took me 3 months to convince him to do another channel. We got it monetized in a few weeks, and he kind of sitting over there looking at me funny now because it works. He don't understand why. I said it's autism, dude. Just roll with it.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I found them if you want me to send them your way.
Okay.
All right, I think it's time for me to go.
All right, fair enough. I think this being what it is, we probably are all gonna sign off here. This is gonna be a short one today, folks. Like I can't trust the fucking shit internet to keep working. So and all that, and also I'm kind of out of topics after the Krakoon thing and the Big Mike statue and all that. I mean, I think we've enjoyed ourselves today. So
World War III takes the bottom rung of the topics.
Right. So, but we will be back next week, and I am, as I've stated before, working on a more permanent solution to the shitternet that will be happening a lot sooner than initially projected, but still might be a little while. But there will be a solution down the road, and once that happens, we'll be able to do other better things, like have like actual guests on and that sort of thing, because you can't invite somebody onto the show and then just be like, oh yeah, I'm only here half the time. I only heard like a third of what you said. That's not very cool.
Yeah.
So
it's a mark. It's a hallmark of professionalism.
I think Shadow's thinking it's going to be a final solution. to the particular issue.
Yeah, it might be. I might
dropped
take
that
an axe
line.
to the
I dropped
fucking
that line
router.
on a short the other day, and it crushed that. Like,
Right. Right.
Games they play
she's like, can we
and
get rid of who bothers us? And I'm like, that sounds like a fairly final solution.
when free.
Yeah.
It sure does. So we're anyway, long story short, we're gonna call it here. So Abe, since I know you got to dip out first, what do you got going on? Where can people find you? Let people know.
Well, straight after this, I'm going over to Comics Dad and Queen Comics celebration for their new subscriber count. After that, I'm going to be on Team Play Tuesday over on Tomby's channel. Then the Wednesday Chinwag on Tommy's channel again on Wednesday. Then probably Beelzebub Saturday morning for me. Then Anime After Dark, and then I'll be back here. And in between, you'll probably see me on various other channels like Theater of the Grid, Cyfax, Rockefeller Plaza. I'll be all over the place, really.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Glad to have you here, even for a short time. Shadow of Hawk.
It was a pleasure.
Let us know where you're going to be raising hell and possibly undead Hitler.
There's no possibly about that, Sam. And he's not the only one. Howdy, everyone. I'm the Shadow of the Hawk. You can find me here whenever Sam throws me a bone and lets me on panel. Thank you very much for doing that, man. You can also find me over on my own channel, Shadow of Hawk 55, where I've started streaming Stellaris. I don't know if started streaming Stellaris. So that's going to be fun, just kind of like a chill Stellaris stream. It's on a relatively low difficulty, just me taking over the galaxy one star system at a time. You can also check out on Mondays my D&D stream, Sword Coast and Sorcery. Hiatus last couple of weeks due to finals and other people's life stuff, but we should be going again, not next Monday, but the following Monday, with a full full 5-person party again, which will be nice. And I've started hanging out over on, I'm blanking on the name now, the Sporking channel, I think it was. Let me double check. But talking about Game of Thrones stuff over on Sporking News with Mr. Grant Gregory and a bunch of other really cool people. So go check that out. And then you can check me out on Twitter. Bunch of schizo posting, some of it good, some of it bad, most of it muted by Sam and other rational human beings. And
I do mute him a couple of days out of the week.
Yes, every day that ends in Y. And now that I'm not having to write for school as much, I can write for fun again. So my coffee page should start seeing some publishing again, which will be nice. And that's it. Could have been more concise, but I apologize for nothing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for coming in, kid. Caucasian Sasquatch, you've been busy. What do you got going on?
Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on the Blast Radius with Captain Curmudgeon. It ought to be a banger. He's got some. He's found some stuff that I think is going to be hilarious, and he is back to doing parody songs. If anybody's interested, go check that out. His channel. The naughty chances are they won't be set up in time to actually do that, and I'm still on the fence whether I'm just gonna free ball that one out and let it happen. I don't know. And beyond that, I don't have really anything planned that's not here. So I'm trying to put together a Sasquatch Shields for Thursday. I've got a couple of people on tap, but none of them have actually agreed and committed to Thursday. So as soon as all that happens, I'll drop a notification and let people know. But until then, until next time, and until the reason why is discovered, it's 42.
Yeah, it certainly is 42. The answer is 42. The question, we're not sure what the question is, but the answer is 42.
Violence.
And that links back to what Andy Pickle started the chat with by just straight up quoting Douglas Adams in it. As for myself, Next thing up I got is over on Exiled Lioness 2. We'll be up in about 3.5 hours, give or take. Excuse me about that. I normally mute that, but
Stop dying.
I felt like I should share because it came with a prize.
We share
Anyhow.
and we don't judge.
Right.
I judge.
Anyhow, so that's the next thing up. Normally I'm on Mellow Mondays. I'm going to try to make it this week, but my actual real life work might actually interfere with my being on there. But even so, go check it out. Adam the Renaissance Nerds channel. Devil Made Me Do It will be on there as well. And I think Drew Outstanding is coming back this week. I think. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I think I heard something about him coming back to the show this week. So otherwise, yeah, the next thing up, Abyssal Musings right here on Samuel the Infamous with Lawrence Knight and Devil Made Me Do It. Possibly have other people drop in. We'll see what happens. And then Beelzebub over on Devil's channel, Beelzehub right after that. And then we'll be right back here for Screaming Into the Void next Saturday. So thank you all for coming. Thank you to the panel for being awesome. Thank you to Sasquatch for helping me out with kind of everything today. I appreciate it, buddy. And, we'll have
problem.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Remember, it could always be worse. It could be rain and flaming cobras. Bye.
Bye.